Hello guys. Hello. So this is another sharing 101, and this one this one is my newly acquired or purchased VST instrument from the company 8Dio, and this one is the Century Strings. Yeah. Okay, so I'll let you look at my user interface for Century Strings. And this one is one of the best, I think, one of the best libraries out there. And how did I acquire this? 8DO gave a big discount of this Century Strings bundle. It has a Century Lite um, VST, and then another version is the Century Strings Normal, and the third is the Century Strings Sordino. Okay, so here I'll just use the Century Strings Normal. And if you look at the user interface, it's very intuitive. It's very similar to Cinematic Studio Strings. Okay, here we have main microphones, the mixed, and then Deca and wide setting. I'll put this one into the default setting, mixed A microphone. And if you look at the articulation, there are empty slots here, and volume in the default setting. You can drag it left to right, increase the volume. If you want to add an articulation, just double click the empty slot here. Yeah, double click this one, and all articulations will appear on this screen. Yeah, this one. So if you look at it, it has lots of articulation, from spiccato, tapped and feathered spiccato, staccato, marcato, pizzicato, bartok, colegno, ricochet, legato, sustain, sustain with no vibrato, sustain with vibrato, molto vibrato, and so on and so forth. It's very interesting. Here, I just use the legato articulation. Okay, and if you notice, here are the key switches. You can actually configure this one. Just double click this one and drag it up or down like this one, the legato here. Yeah, look, that one. It's very intuitive. Okay, so I'll just get it back to C sharp 1. Okay, and of course the automations. Okay, very interesting automations. Okay, look at the automations, the expression dynamics, the speed, the release tails, the reverb and vibrato here, that one, and the legato volume. The legato volume, speed, and release are in their default setting. And actually, if you want to set each knob to a different controller, you just actually right click the knob, and there will appear a learn MIDI CC automation. And here I program it to CC21, just like the BBC SO. Okay, so that's it. So it's very interesting. Yeah, so all of my settings are in legato. Okay, legato articulation. But in my violins 2, because the violins 2 has the VC, I chose the sustained vibrato articulation. Okay, so it can play two melodies at the same time. Okay, so if we play this violins 2, this is the sound. Okay, so that's the tone of the 8dio. So if we'll play only the violins 1 for the melody, this is the sound of the violins. So if you notice, the tone is really good, no? And vibrato is quite humanized. Okay, so let's play it again. So this one is my automation. Yeah. Okay. If we go to our track, double click this one. It's the same thing. You can program the MIDI CC and MIDI 11 and 1, just by choosing some of the setups here, no? That one, and then again I program this one, the MIDI CC 21 century strings vibrato here. Yeah. Okay. So that's the automation. So if we look at all the automations, these are my automations on each track of the century strings. Yeah. Controller 21, vibrato, expression, main volume of the contact, no? The global volume. I just set it to the highest setting, 127, and the modulation. Very similar movement of with the CC11. Okay, so if we listen to the whole piece, this one is somewhat of a jazzy chord progression. It's very simple. I repeated it twice, and let's listen to my chamber. Okay, the century strings of 8dio. Yes. So one more time, I'll just repeat this one. very nice tone color of the strings. It's really a deep sampled library, this Century strings of 8-Dio. Okay, so the next one is I will share to you, or I'll share to you the next track. I'll play the same passage with the cinematic studio strings. So let's compare the 8-Dio, no? 8-Dio Century strings with the cinematic studio strings. Okay, so I did copy all this track and just put it here in the tracks of the cinematic studio strings. It's the same thing, and I just adjust the automations because they have different intensities. The cinematic studio strings is more soft, and the 8-Dio is more louder. So I level match the two VST libraries, and this one, let's listen to our cinematic studio strings. Okay, so if you want, you can comment down below and which of the two libraries you really want, no, or you really like. You just you have a of course you have your preferences in the what you call this, the tone color of each library. You just comment down below and let me read your comments if which one is more better, the 8-Dio or the cinematic studio strings. But in reality, I like them both. Okay, so let's listen to the cinematic studio strings. Oh, wait. This one is 8-Dio. Okay, the next one is the cinematic studio strings. Oh, wait. This one is the cinematic studio strings. Okay, let's play it. Oh, wait. Yeah, the marker. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So let's proceed to cinematic studio strings. Okay, so here in the cinematic studio strings, it's similar. The violins 2, I put it in divisi mode. So I disabled the legato and lessen the attack of the MIDI notes and level match the volume of this one, the cinematic studio strings, with the 8-Dio library. Okay, one more time, guys. Let's listen to the run through from 8-Dio and then going to the cinematic studio strings. Okay, So which one is more better? So you can comment it down below. No? Okay, so let's play this one. Okay, that's it. One more thing, guys. Here in 8DO user interface, um, I really like the effects of this one. If we press this, click this effects, you have a rack mount of filters, EQ, degrader, transformer, and reverb. All of these are in the default setting, but here in the filters, the low pass and high pass, I just configure this a little bit so that the tone of the 8D will be more silkier. Okay, so it's very interesting. They have this rack gears here in their effects. Okay, and you can also configure the volume of each of the spot mics, equalizer, and main microphones. And you can also configure the panning, yeah, like this one. Here in my violins one, I pan the violins one a little uh, further to the left, okay, so that you can really hear the clarity of the violins one, two, violas, cellos, and the contrabasses. Okay, so if we go to our effects, I use the UAD lexicon reverb and set it to chamber. Yeah, that's the best setting for this strings, in my opinion. And I have another reverb. It's a combination of two reverbs. This one, the tails, it's different. This one is from Plugin Alliance. This one really controls the reverb tail of the libraries. Okay, I just set it to this one, the vocal distant. Okay, it's a preset. Okay, this one has the best setting for the reverb tail of the libraries. Okay, and then in my stereo out, this one is I have UAD Pultec EQs here. I have Pultec EQs of UAD. It's very, very awesome. Okay, and then another EQ compressor of UAD, the Fairchild compressor, and I set it to a preset, the stereo bus preset, and just configure a little bit of the threshold. And then another plugin alliance. This one is the Millennia NS EQ2, and I set it to the default setting. I always use this in the default setting. It adds a little bit of color to the mix. And then the next is the basement of the plugin alliance, and I set it to the synthesized mode because it's really clean. So here it controls the wideness of the bass instrument. And then the last is another plugin alliance, and this one is the stage. Okay, the stage. So all of the buttons here are bypassed. Only the color is turned on, and I configure some of the knobs here: the brilliance, the presence, the body, and the bass. Okay, and if you notice here, I have a low pass and high pass, low cut filter and high cut filter. And I set this one to 200 and 4000 to emulate, okay? To emulate, when I mix, I emulate the aura tone speakers. Okay, so here, when mixing this one, I first set it to or enable this one to 200 hertz and 4000 hertz, and just EQ the mid frequency, because here this one is what we call the top down mix. First is the mid frequency, you have to mix it, and then these are my settings, and then after that you bypass the filters and put your fave EQs for this one to control the lows and highs. That's my workflow. Okay, so this one is the stereo out, but the master bass, this one is the most, this one is my workflow. I use the plugin alliance AMEC EQ and set this one to the default setting. The output is 0 dB, but I just boost the headroom. The headroom of this one in the default settings really awesome. So I experimented with this one. I put this one and I crank this up. It's so clean, but there's a factor when you lessen the headroom. Okay, about 3 o'clock, or lessen it maybe 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. It's depends on your taste. And the last one is the plugin alliance Master Desk Pro. This one is the best limiter that I have used. I set the output to negative 0.1 so that even if you boost the volume, there is no clipping on this setting. But here I just set it to the default setting to get the negative 14 LUFS setting, and all of these are disabled. EQs, resonant filters, de-esser, tone, the mid side, and the high pass filter and the low pass filter. All of these are bypassed. And then I've put only a clipper and set it to 1 dB, and that's it. So it's different. Okay, so let's listen to this again, and you can really hear the tail, no, the reverb tail, but it's so clean, no. So here, if you notice, I really level match the 8th DO and the Cinematic Studio strings. Okay, one more time, guys. Let's play the run through. Okay, from the 8th DO going to the Cinematic Studio strings. And I want to know your comments. You can write down the below if which one do you prefer, 8DO or Cinematic Studio strings. But for me, I love them both. I can also use this one in layering two libraries. Okay, so let's play this again. Yes. Okay. So that's my comparison of the 8DO, my newly acquired VST strings library, and I just compared it to my go-to strings library, the Cinematic Studio Strings. Okay, guys. So see you again on another Sharing 101. Okay, bye-bye.